Please give me a minute. I need to reset something. I'll be in just a few minutes. Alrighty then. Hello everybody and welcome back. It's me, Tsuki Haseo, this time with a different kind of content. Cause to be honest, not much good going on around here. Please hold. Where is this? There you go. Good. Now the audio for this. No, this no. This is the one. Alrighty then. So, what are we gonna watch today? Uh, just a little something. Hold on. Let me put it here. There you go. First, we're gonna see a little video essay from somebody else. And then I'm gonna insert my own commentary into it because I don't want people saying I'm stealing somebody's work and not adding anything original. I will pause at some point, provide my own commentary, and then we'll move on. All right? Great. And sing. Hey, hello, Sprockets versus Cogs. How you doing? Welcome back. And there you go. Okay, so it's so over for Localizer by Hero Hey. Please don't forget to visit their YouTube channel. Let's watch.
Thank you, Mr. Ludemiser, for the tag. What do we got here? The Japanese people are finally being exposed to the corruption of the localizers and how bad it is.
Look at this.
Showing me a tweet from Rayforce Game. And the tweet reads, "Hey, finally some Japanese YouTubers are starting to mention how bad the English translations of English-speaking anime are. I guess it's because a famous game commentator mentioned it, that even Japanese YouTubers start to notice it." That takes us to this video.
Ray says this.
I guess this
right
person, this Japanese YouTuber, is talking about Asmongold's video, talking about Rev's video, talking about the Kobayashi's Dragon Maid situation. So a little bit of a rabbit hole, but you get the.
I mean, this is getting into like we're gonna watch somebody that is reacting to the reaction of somebody that is reacting to the BS currently going on the dubbing industry.
The idea.
Basically saying, I wanted to wear something different so people wouldn't look at me.
Yeah.
And in the localization, it says, oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves.
Like, that's so outrageous. I don't even believe. Is this true? No, wait, that's great. Or what? No, I don't believe.
Hold on. Just so you people can understand how badly they have to mess with the translation. Let me show you something. Where's okay, downloads. Okay, so as you can see, this is the manga scene. All right, this is a perfectly adapted manga scene. As you can see, she is just close by. Look at this close. I made sure to tone down the body exposure. It would be nice if you could change the body next time. Because Lukua, as anybody knows, it's she has a how can I put this delicately and not sound like I'm a perv? No, there is literally no way to do it. So I'll just say in the nicest way possible. She has ginormous boobies. Like teenager's wet dream kind of body. So they ask a lot of people ask her, "Hey, tone it down a bit, tone it down a bit," because because of society types of norms. I mean, she has all the right to dress however she wants, but people will start talking, not just men, because most of the people that have problems are not the men. As a matter of fact, men would love to see women naked. That's literally how men can be. I'm not saying men are, I'm saying can be. Now, let's see the script that was in Japanese. Here it is, Toru. Something, something. Okay, they're talking about this is literally the same thing in here. Obviously in Japanese. Here's how it's translated. Here's Toru asking, "What is with that look?" All right, and then Lukuo is saying here, "I wonder if you've limited your exposure because people always say that." However, that's a direct translation. You have the way it is because Japanese language structure, it's kind of like Yoda speak, if you get my meaning. So if we just flip a few words so it makes sense, it would say I limited my exposure because people are always complaining about that. In other words, I was showing a little bit too much skin to other people, and they asked me if I should tone it down a bit. That's that's literally even with this direct Google translation, there is literally nothing political in here. And let's see the reply from Luko's voice actress. And I use the term actress very loosely here because she can't act out of a wet paper bag. Yeah, I should just use that word for word. You totally got me there. I wonder if you limited exposure because people always say that. Super clear. Makes total sense. Can you hear the arrogance just by reading that? I mean, I'm I am reading that as if I was her with the arrogance she would probably show. So even without me giving inflection to what I'm reading, you can tell the arrogance she has. Like, she is literally being shown that she did a shitty job. But rather than accept that she's done wrong and say, "Oh, I am sorry, I didn't realize that was bad take, I won't do it again." No, she literally just like double, triple, and quadruple down. Okay, let's see. Uh-huh. Okay, hold on. Here you go. Some more takes from our favorite punching bag. So, Robert Fierce tweets, since when does adapting means you should insert your message in my anime and completely change the context of the story? Adapting means take the data already available to you and adapt it to the actual script. You're not the anime writer, that's not your job. Which she replies, actually, by making raggedy dudes see or hear the world patriarchal, your brain is being altered by the digital overlords. The people who make videos about it are actually working for the overlords. They're just doing our jobs, man. The digital overlords know. They know. Okay, my job, my actual 10 to 7 job, because it's not a 9 to 5, it's a 10 to 7. My job is as an interpreter for people in all the languages. I work in English, I work in Spanish, I work in French, I work in German, I work in Italian, and also sometimes Japanese when needed. So when I see this jewel of a person that thinks she can do whatever she wants and people should just accept it because I have a vagina, you really don't think shit's gonna come down? You are literally attacking one of the favorite hobbies of many people, and your sole job is to take what the author said in language A and make it to the language of the target audience. They're not asking you for creative writing. That's not your job. That's outside the scope of your job. What you're doing is sabotage, and you know you did it because you even laughed about it, make jokes about it. Shall we find more? Hold on. I don't know if anybody remembers about the convention where they actually asked her a valid question and gave her valid criticism. And you remember her take, right? Hold on. Let me look it up. Uh-huh. Here you go.
Focus. All right, take two. Creator. For me, this is I like it. What really is.
No, that's not the video. Uh, there you go.
Clever
Uh,
girls.
does 11 seem early right now? Is it like extra early
It
11?
is.
Feels definitely more like 7. Am I right? Like,
Thank you
it's
all
a
for
con
coming out
11.
on
Yes,
this lovely
thank
Sunday
you.
morning to talk about boobs.
Texting Alexis. She's trying to meet up with us.
No, that's not it. Where is this? Did they take it down? Mm.
The localizers, the factor version made full.
Mm.
Go, Jamie, go.
Room. So this is more directed at Jamie, but all of you can answer.
Go,
'cause all of
Jamie,
you
go. I'm
have, like,
excited about it.
Okay, look how they're acting. And hold on, is there a better quality one? Jesus Christ, that's okay. So that's as good as I could take. I literally see no male cast member in there for some reason. It's a table full of women. Okay, so what will happen now? Please listen very closely.
I'm ready to bring
input on
down the
this.
room. Let's do
We
it.
need a spotlight
So
on
Funimation
Jamie.
has come under, let's
Okay, look at that. They already trying to pressure this guy. This guy that just wants to make a question, and this group of harpies, because you can't really call them anything. You can't call them anything else because they are ready to tear this guy down, and they start by making him falter, so he looks weak, and therefore they can prey on him.
Call it criticism for how
criticism.
they choose to adapt their scripts
Oh,
for
like
a couple of
unnecessary
shows.
hate. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Hold on. Listen to what they say before he even poses the question.
Criticism for how they choose to adapt their scripts
Oh,
for
like
a couple of
unnecessary
shows.
hate. Yeah.
Okay, look, you hear that, right? He didn't even say what they were talking about, but immediately, and I quote, "Oh, unnecessary hate." Like they already built something so they can use it as a shield and as a sword against his argument. It's not unnecessary hate when the localization you're doing is shitty. And the worst thing is, you know it. That's why you use that particular turn of phrase. Unnecessary hate. People don't hate you unnecessarily. They hate you because you're a horrible troll. You're so. I mean, look at yourself. You're a parody of your own movement. You are a parody of yourself. Like how they literally depict you. You're a parody. You are a joke. There is nothing good about what you've done. But let's continue. Let's see if there's anything redeemable in here.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, and a lot of that I feel is directed at you unfairly.
Thank you.
Okay, look how she latches at that word that he uses. The guy literally used that because I want you to see the room behind him and tell me, what do you see? Literally, most of the chairs are filled with women.
So how would you like to respond to that kind of criticism?
To the
particularly-
criticism.
Okay, now, this is the response to the criticism. Nobody's insulting her so far, and nothing that has been said is untrue about the criticism of the localization that she's done a horrible job by adding literally things that were not in the script because she felt that she should take creative liberties, which is not the job of the localizator to add things that do not exist. For example, there is a word in German that, if translated literally, means grief bacon. But in German, that word means when you gain weight from stress eating or emotional overeating. So, how do you localize that word into English? You try to look for an approximate term so it can be understood by the target audience, but not change the meaning so much that it becomes something completely different. That is the job of the localizer. Now, let's hear her reply.
Like, I have a vagina. Deal with it.
I have a vagina. Deal with it. Okay. Have you dealt with yours? I mean, probably it's full of cobwebs and bats flying in there. I mean, Jesus Christ. Probably spews poison or acid. Good Lord knows what else. Because your attitude really does not do you any good. That attitude really is like literally dick repellent. Psst, psst, psst. Dick repellent. That's right. And also, you having a vagina, how does that come into anything? Like literally any mammalian animal that is of the female genus has a vagina. What makes you special? Like literally, what makes you special for having a vagina? That does not excuse you from doing a bad job. Actually, if we think about it, if I were you, if I were you, but as a man, and somebody asked me that same question, and I said, "Hey, I have a penis. Deal with it." What do you think would happen besides getting canceled and crucified and blacklisted everywhere? I mean, you all know that what I'm saying is right. Give me a second. Hold on. I have some messages over on Twitter. Let's see what else. What little gems do are there? Yeah, no, it's okay. So, anyways, as I was saying, where was I? Yeah, vagina sticks, whatever. It doesn't absolve you of any wrongdoing. It doesn't give you immunity, and it's not really something that you can shield behind. You got hired to do a job. You've been incompetent at that, and your management of this snowballed so horribly that then they decided to take a deeper look and they found that most of your friends that are in the companies that do the localization do shitty jobs. And they feel great about doing their shitty jobs because nobody checks us. So why do we care? We can put whatever we want. We can make a gay character straight. We can make a straight character gay. We can make a cross-dressing guy be a transsexual, and we can have a dog be a cat and a cat be a bat. Because fuck it, we can do whatever we want. Nobody's gonna give a damn. I mean, the Jabs don't know what we're writing and nobody's going to tell them, so why should we care? But, ladies and gentlemen, the problem here is they didn't think that their consumers will care enough because they don't care about us at all. They just see us like literally as walking wallets that we will pay to watch their shitty subs. I mean, one of their replies was really contundent, like, uh, "Oh, I'm sorry you don't like my localizations. If you want the real thing, learn the language and do it yourself." And I'm not making that up. I mean, I Lord wish I made it up. But hold on, let me see if I can find it here. No, I don't have it with me right here. Hold on, I'm gonna look into my safe stuff in here. Give me a second. Okay, here you go. Going up, up, up. No, 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 no. Mhm. No, I don't have it with me, but as soon as I find it, oh, you know what? I have a better idea. I'll find it much quicker. Mm, where is this? I know it was somewhere on the feed. Hmm, localizers. Okay, hold on. I think I have it right here. Uh, no, this is not it. Where is the images that I saved from Twitter? Okay, no. Uh-huh. Then it has to be on screenshots. Hmm. Jesus Christ. I just read something like some Jews getting pissy because they had to do some manual labor whilst dining on subpar cuisine for a few months in a crime against humanity didn't like dips. What the hell? If you don't want to be associated with the people who are part of the hate mob, you decide to join, maybe don't join hate mobs that have these kinds of people associated with them. What hate mobs? It's not a mob that hates you. It's literally the community because you're doing shitty job. Hold on, where is this? Okay, so you don't know the exchange. Cute watching you try to act like you do. No. Okay. I'll do something better then, since I can't find it. Um, Lucoa Wiki. This in Spanish. Okay, this in English. Okay, this is literally the wiki of Quetzalcoatl, aka Lucoa. And give me a second. Hmm, where's this profile? Media. There are literally limiting the images that I post because they are really that afraid of it. Okay, this is the take, all right? Okay, I want you all to read this. This is Jamie Marchi speaking about the character she's supposed to um, voice act for, okay? You're wrong, though. She isn't aloof. In the Japanese, she disapproves of the people telling her to cover up. That's literal. Lukoa is a god. She chose that body for a reason. You may want her to be a pair of tits with cool eyes, but that is weak writing and not who she is. Okay, so this is literally her, and you can see the post when it was done. It was literally yesterday. Okay, now let's go to the wiki and let's read her personality and let's read the first phrase, the first paragraph right here, the first paragraph. Luko appears to be laid back. Hold on, got to be laid back and carefree, who is rarely seen without a smile. She is wise, kind, and nurturing, who often has advice for her younger kin. As a former goddess, she is better tuned to human customs, as seen when she explains to Toru why Kobayashi was not receptive to Toru's initial cleaning regimen. Despite this, however, Lukua seems to lack some sense of dignity severely. She is not above using her body as a means of getting what she wants, shown when she attempts to use her alluring figure as an offering to the young boy Shota into allowing her to stay in his home. Okay, just that literally that alone tells you she never researched her own character. Like how the hell does she do voices when she doesn't even know the character that she's playing? You may not like me, but you know I'm right. Uh-huh. Lukoa appears in person. Oh, okay. So that will be that part. Okay, let's continue seeing this because this is just a train wreck.
Like, it's honestly, that's the truth. I am a woman. I am a funny woman.
You're not, if you have to say you're funny, you're probably not funny.
We are all talented, funny, powerful women.
You're not talented, you're a hack. You don't have
Funny
power,
woman. We are
you're power tripping.
all talented, funny, powerful women. We are
You should use the word woman on yourself very loosely.
out here. It's going to happen. Deal with it.
Why? Why do we have to deal with it? We are literally paying for a service that is not being provided. We pay your salary or your wages or whatever you do or whatever you earn from the sales of the media. This is another reason why I prefer literally Spanish dubs over English dubs because Spanish dubs don't play like that. Every single dub in Spanish that I have ever seen, you could tell that the person doing the voice put their soul behind them. They didn't have any hidden agendas. They didn't have any political messages. Just the story. That's all there was. And I'm not gonna go pepper rich farming here because that would be, well, that would be hilarious. That's not the point.
I'm sorry you're not getting laid. It's not about you. Move on.
I am sorry you're not getting laid. Move on. So she literally destroyed this kid or young adult. I can't tell because back. I want to say young adult. She destroyed his character, the character of this guy, and that's awful. The kid didn't do it. The guy didn't do anything. He literally asked a valid question about a concern he had of lousy localization. We're living in an era where people can get away with shitty work because they're either minority or they're a woman, and they exploit that system. They don't want equality; they just want power. And that's just only on the side of anime. Don't get me started on games. I mean, terrible localizations where they literally butcher the whole language. I already said it before, but I'll bring it up again about the curry line, for example. Where is it? Where's the curry line? Where is it? Why is why are my images getting deleted? What the hell? I know I had it. Well, it doesn't matter right now. Okay, let's see this. There's something to be said. A lot of localizers are saying, "Oh, we're gonna lose our jobs to AI," but we don't care because AI can't comprehend what's being shown. They're gonna do a crappy job. I have a little meme that I found that would literally work in this case for these kind of people. Can a machine understand nuance and context and culture well enough to not butcher it? Can localizers? I mean, you can train a machine to do a good work, but you can't train a woke localizer to do a good work because that's literally will kill them. It's literally like you injecting poison to them. No! My message, it must spread like poison. Bakabakashi. I swear to God. Okay. Let's see another interaction between localizers. This is Katrina L. Translator. Jesus Christ. Why do they all look like they're literally cut out of the same mold? Backs out of the room slowly with hands in the air to show that I'm not armed. The one time I saw a fat joke about a young female character that was thin by Western standards, I changed it into a joke about her poor taste in wardrobe. It was for a volunteer project, so nobody noticed. Fingers crossed. 10 out of 10 loco. If the joke was just to show she's awkward and nobody likes her, perfect. No need to keep stuff like that in. I have one thing to say about that. Give me a second. Uh, mhm. Give me one second. Mhm.
Remember me, Bundy?
There you go.
No.
The one you insulted?
I'm sorry, ma'am. You'll have to be a little more specific.
You made fun of my weight. You called me a giant seal?
Well, let's see. I had 4 elephants. I had a rhino who wanted some flip-flops. Had a manatee. Nah, don't remember any seals. Can you jog my memory? You know what jog is. That's what you do when the ice cream truck is pulling out.
It will never not be funny.
Well, take a gander into the seat next to you if you want to see what your future looks like.
Chocolate, it's not just for breakfast anymore.
Try of equal, you really are way less than that. Now, I demand equal time. Speaking of equal, you really ought to try something.
I've only won them once, and they split at the sides.
Well, let me explain. See, it's just like an elevator. There's a 2-ton weight limit on this shit.
Open?
Sorry, ma'am, but unlike your mouth, we
Think you're going? Aren't you open?
Sorry, ma'am, but unlike your mouth, we occasionally close.
Thank you very much. Fat jokes are funny because in this context, they're not hurting anybody. Literally. And if you don't like the joke, then probably the media is not for you. Have you thought about that? If you really don't believe on what you're doing is right, you are more than welcome to walk out of that project. But if you knowingly stay on that project and work it and do it wrong because you believe for some reason, for some asinine reason, that you are the savior of humanity, the one that has the moral high ground, you don't. Because you cannot tell people what to enjoy, you cannot tell people how to enjoy it. And you have to be really stupid to mess with someone's enjoyment that it's doing no harm to anybody and try to ruin it for them. You're doing a bad job and you're not helping yourself. Please take note of these people, and I use the word people lightly. Oh, sorry. Go to sorry. I'm allergic to bullshit and I'm seeing too much in here. As you can see, these people, they don't care about the message of the author. And some people have begun to notice. And they're not happy at all. Okay, so with that said, let's talk about something else. Because if we talk about shit too much, we're just gonna have shit in our hearts. And to be honest, these people, they're shit. Not Rep Desu. He's amazing. Go look him up. Let's continue watching this for just a minute more, just a while more.
I want to see it. I want to fucking see it. What's the title? Yeah, fact check right now. Yeah, I want to see it right now.
That's Asmon Gold.
Oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves. So I changed clothes.
One of the reasons she said about the line for the patriarchy and pesky demands is because she said the mouth flapping. They needed to put more time into it. But I know that you can literally edit that. So, yeah. Look at his reaction.
Okay. With the goldfish, yo, look at that. I like the music they added too.
True? No, wait, that's great. Or what? No.
Oh man, that's funny. About the announcement of AI technology for translations, the whole situation we were talking about a few days ago or so. You know the one where localizers were all mad.
Okay, look at that. Look. Look at this gem. One, this may surprise you, but I love the material. The translation is not for you. Heart. You can see it, but I'm doing the little heart sign with my hands. Translation, you're not the intended audience. Hold on, give me a second. Where's my pillow? Right here. Hold on. I need it for a second. Okay, got that out of my system. Who is the intended audience? Okay, quick question to everybody watching live or if you're watching it on my YouTube channel. Quick question. Who watches anime? Is it the fans? Is it random person A? Is it the CIA, the FBI, the Chinese Communist Party, the KGB, Mossad, Hamas, ISIS, um, the NSA, Interpol? Who is the target audience? Newsflash, the target audience is the people who actually like the show and want to experience what the show says because they do not understand the language. It is your job to localize that as close to the original as it is feasibly possible. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, you can't translate things like jokes and stuff like that." Yeah, I understand. That is actually pretty valid point. But as an interpreter, and I work as an interpreter, that is my job, literally, to interpret things for other people, live communication. Hold on, let me take a swig of water. Good. When you try to communicate stuff from another language to another one, things such as humor and regional dialects and certain idioms will not be 100% able to be translated. For example, the bear in the woods. We know what bear means, a naked bear. But if I translate it like in Spanish, it wouldn't make the joke. El oso desnudo. That would literally be the bear in the woods. El oso desnudo en el bosque. So yeah, you can translate jokes, you can translate some tongue twisters, you can translate certain stuff that it's, so to speak, region locked because it can only be understood by the people of that region or that country where the language is from. Like um, taking candy from a baby. The Korean idiom for that would be like having a duck with a green leak. Look it up. That's an actual thing. And I think that's also Chinese and Japanese, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, as I was getting into the point, when you are unable to properly convey a phrase, a word, a joke, the job of the localizer is to, and the translator, or interpreter in my case, is to grab that word, look for an approximate phrase, word that fits within the context and makes it so it fits how the character says it and what the character is saying. And if it's written, you add, wait for it, translation notes. I mean, I know it's a little bit extra work, but you're getting paid for it. So earn it.
About that news. And then looks like the Japanese YouTubers even talking about Katrina being mentioned in this article.
You know, she does homage to her name. I mean, if you think about it, she's like a fucking hurricane, wrecking shit up.
Here they got pulled up. Interesting stuff to see. Hey, we got Rabio in the comments.
Thank you for covering this. We've been complaining about localizer doing this for years and years. It fell on deaf ears. It's good to see this finally making waves.
Look at that. It says, thank you for covering this. We've been complaining about localizers doing this for years and for years. It fell on deaf ears. It's good to see this finally making waves. Yeah, as he mentioned, a lot of us have been talking about this stuff for years and years. Guess all we needed was Asmongold to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, you need somebody fairly popular to talk about something in order for people to start watching it. I mean, I'm not gonna get any views from this, just from Sprockets, who always likes to come to my streams, and I really do appreciate that guy. But I really wish my message could be shown further and further, because these kind of people, they
There
don't
we
deserve
go.
their jobs.
It's funny, but you know, it's cool to see this stuff spreading. And we've also got a bunch of comments in Japanese, as you can see. So why don't we just put some of these in detail, get an idea of what's going on here. First comment we got here, and it's already a great one. Check it out. Looks like they're on board for having the AI translators.
It's better to have an AI translate Japanese into English than to have a Japanese translator work based on translators' own prickly proclivities, and AI will continue to evolve in the future. I agree. As I said before, you can train AI, you cannot train a woke translator. Actually, if you think about it, if you train 1,000 monkeys for an infinite amount of time, they can literally do a better job than a localizer can do while knowing the target language and the original language. And by the way, by localizers, I'm talking about the shitty ones, not the good ones.
Over the localizers. It is better to have it. Thank you, Mr. Ludmeiser, for the tag.
Sorry.
For translation. But maybe that's why they get into it, because they want to change the something that a lot of these localizers seem to, that's not due to the love that funny. My Reddit proclivity. There's with all of us here, the most upvoted comments on.
I really hate polycore, though I often do things like making my own claims in other people's works. If you can't respect the original, don't get involved. Translation is because the degree of perfection is a huge difference due to the love of the original work of the translator. I hope you translate it to a translator who respects and loves the works properly.
That correctness over in Japan, they like to spell it like that if you didn't know. So polycore. Though I often do things like making my own claims on other people's works. I guess that's quoting one of the localizers or something from the article, I'm presuming. You know, translation's going to be a little bit scuffed here as these Technologies are not perfect at the moment. Continuing. If you can't respect the original, don't get involved, says the JP Bro. Translation is because the degree of perfection is a huge difference due to the love of the original work of the translator.
Translation can have a huge difference regardless of perfection, but people will try to get there if they really love the work of the original author or the original work of the author. I hope you get it translated by somebody who respects and loves your work properly.
I hope you presume that something that a lot of these localizers
Literally, you can take this crappy AI translation and just by having context cues, you can literally do a good translation. I mean, why do we need shitty localizers and shitty translator when you can do that? Anybody can do it. Anybody with a degree with proper knowledge of English language that can actually grasp English language can do this.
and a lot of the localizers don't like anime, as mentioned. They also don't like anime fans. They also don't like gamers, and some of them translate games or localize games, I should say, as well. So it's just very odd that they hate all these things, but then willingly decide to get into that field, a field that just upsets them every day. But
Yep, he is right. I mean, why do they go to the field that is filled with people that they loathe? Because they want to have a power trip. Oh, you are only going to see and experience what I want you. You're not going to get what you want, and I'm going to ruin it for you. That's literally how they think.
maybe that's why they get into it, because they want to change the material so much. Anyways,
Jesus Christ, I never seen this video, and this guy just literally says what I just said.
on to the next. And this person, I already saw the translation on the right side. This person just calls out Katrina. Look at this one, guys. Holy smokes. I'm glad you picked up on this AI translation because I was really curious about it. Suck it, Katrina. This guy's been a problem for a long time. I wish they would only give work to serious translators. Katrina options that alter the more outspoken localizers, infamous for defending bad localizations that alter the source material. For example, what happened in this situation that we've talked about.
Just quick question. Okay, hold on. I just literally read this. I know the translator and they've done their homework on the series, reading future volumes, consulting with trans people, and working hard to make sure it's as accurate as possible. Shame on those listening to one rando and trashing it. I fully support this translator. This is this. I, I think I turned my childhood friend into a girl. Hold on. Let's see. I think I turned my childhood friend into a girl. Hold on. Koisuru no sugurikata. Otoko no ko. Azusa Banjo, published by Ichi Shinjan in Comic Pool in collected tankobon volumes. It was originally released to Banjo's Twitter account starting on December 26, 2019 as Osananajimi o Oranoko ni Shinteshimata Hanashi and was picked up for serialization due to positive reader response. An English translation has been released by Seven Seas. The premise. I think I turned my childhood friend into a girl is an otokonoko romantic comedy manga. Follows Kenshiro Mido, a young man with an interest in cosmetics, who wants someone to practice applying makeup on other than his sisters. After Kenshiro's childhood friend Hyura Mihate agrees to let Kenshiro practice on him, Kenshiro finds himself attracted to Hyura's new feminine appearance. Hyura starts to enjoy presenting himself as feminine, taking an interest in makeup and woman's fashion and cross-dressing regularly. He also begins to find Kenshiro attractive. Okay, so at the risk of sounding a little bit offensive, I'm gonna say it, but this is not meant this is not meant to be offensive to anybody. This is literally homolove or VL. This is not being transsexual. trans people. They're literally gay. She says transsexuals. This is literally a guy that likes to dress like a girl. So, no, I mean, this kind of content, I mean, depends. If I see something that really, really bothers me and I'm actually passionate about it, yeah, I will definitely do more about stuff like this. But, it's a case by case, literally. It's an oto konoko, a cross-dressing woman using boyish pronouns like boku. I think people don't know how to, they don't understand certain nuances of language. But in this case, this woman, quote unquote, just thinks, oh, no, it's transsexual. No, it's not. Uh, let's continue.
Time and time again with Seven Seas, and I think I turned my childhood friend into a girl, where localizers changed a femboy character into a trans character, completely altering the source material as mentioned. This was so bad that the rights holders even demanded that Seven Seas edit and reprint the material.
Okay, you really messed up if the makers of the. Hold on.
As mentioned, this was so bad that the rights holders even demanded that Seven Seas edit and reprint the material.
The right holders demanded Seven Seas to reprint the material and make it how it was supposed to originally be. I bet that really burned her up because she saw her whole work go up. Poof. Becoming dust. Totally worthless. Like her ability to localize or translate.
As mentioned, this was so bad that the rights holders see notable situations involved with Katrina. She's also had her other fair share of controversies regarding localizations, but it's all a bit too much to recap here. So consider checking out my playlist on localizer corruption if you're interested in more of the stuff and
I will.
loop on any of it.
I will.
As for now, let's return to some of these funny comments. This time I've got 2 comments, one on top, one on bottom, and I'm showing 2 at once because, well, you'll see right now. First comment.
Okay, if a translation clearly deviates greatly from the original content, can't we sue for damage to the value of the work? It really makes me angry that a wonderful Japanese animation work is used to make an activist point. And the bottom one is even better. I wish all damn localizers would be sued by the original creators and anime production companies.
And says, if a translation clearly deviates greatly from the original content, can't we sue for damaging the value of the work? It really makes me angry that a wonderful Japanese animation work is used to make an activist point. As well as, I wish all the dang localizers would be sued by the original creators and anime production companies. Yeah, it's looking pretty bad for these localizers now. Looking pretty bad. Japanese people talking about getting them sued, bringing this to the rights holders, bringing it to the production companies. Ooh, not something the localizers want to be hearing. It's also talking about Asmongold, and it's just kind of funny. Just take a look at this, okay? While there are some translations that wow viewers, such as Nyamazing and Ront, I'm surprised that there are such harmful translations. Still, the beginning of the article, I think they mean video here. Deep L means video here, I believe. Because I think this is like quoting Asmongold, basically, from the beginning, right?
I want to fucking see it. What's the title? Yeah, fact check right now. Yeah, I want to see it right now.
Still, the beginning of the video, unbelievable, fact check. At the beginning of the video, you're so speechless and your eyes are fluttering. You have a really good reaction, don't you? Again, I think it helped me to stop comments here. Really, Porekore often does the make your point with other people's work thing, and I hate it. If you can't respect the original work.
Okay, let's see a little bit.
Thank you, Mr. Ludmeiser, for the tag. What do we got here? Japanese people are finally being exposed to the corruption of the localizers and how bad it is.
Okay, let's see.
We've talked a lot about localizers here on the channel over the years. Recently, that topic's come around again. Hope you've been enjoying those segments, by the way. So now, I'm making this one as a follow-up of sorts to the last one, as there's been some more in the prior segment. However, unfortunately, I wasn't aware of them at the time. I don't work in Japanese gaming anymore.
Very glad I don't work in Japanese gaming anymore because this AI woke localization debate is happening, And this platform is bonkers. Both sides are incredibly pig-headed and in their intransigence end up being wrong about basically everything. I'm on the side of localization, not changing the message of the original author. Would you like your articles translated in a way to placate some softies overseas?
Anymore because this AI/woke localization debate that is happening on this platform is bonkers. Intransigents end up being wrong about basically everything. Getting a response that reads, I'm on the side of localization not changing the messaging of the original authors. Would you like your articles translated in a way to placate some softies overseas? The OP saying,
I can agree with that for sure. The answer to that
I can agree with that for sure.
The
The
answer to
answer
that
to
is
that
not,
is not,
as the
as
other
the
side
other side seems to be saying,
Trans-
translating literally word for word. My articles are not translated like that into Japanese because if they were, they would be unbearable. Oh my gosh, once again, these localization defenders are so insanely disingenuous. I'm going to sound like a broken record at this point.
I want to translate it however the hell I want, but I don't want my work to be translated however the hell anybody wants.
Text at all. C, other times just outright deleting material because the localizers deem them offensive in their own personal view.
Who does checks of power when it comes to localization? Is it just one single person that does the work?
Saying, I get that localization needs to ensure that the foreign consumer can understand it, but too often recently, messaging being changed or foreign market relevant quote unquote jokes has been added to the subtitles or dubs. That's where it's a problem.
And I have to agree, that's a big problem because that's not what the author said. That's not what the characters say.
And this takes us to, well, just see for yourself. You got to see this.
Look at this. I have to take matters into my own hands with some pretty sexist jokes, not even coming from villains or characters already set up as terrible, and I don't regret it. A lot of text is written by 50-year-old men, and you get some dust in there, it helps no one to keep it. Have you thought that literally we want to read that because we like how it was?
This person labor says, I've had to take matters into my own hands with some pretty sexist jokes, not even coming from villains or characters already set up as terrible, and I don't regret it. A lot of text is written by 50-year-old men, and you get some dust in there. It helps no one to keep it. Zach responds.
The response to that asinine take, it's very eloquent.
Saying, that's not your job though. You're not the author. With labor saying, that's quite literally the job of localization. The majority of the audience doesn't enjoy sexist jokes.
Oof. You really don't know your audience that well, do you, Labor? Matt Sanchez 09. And this was just recent. It's just like 4 or 5 days, give or take.
And you can see how this is going for that person already. I mean, look at the engagement here. 2 likes versus over 145 responses. Many people saying that this localizer has gone completely mask off.
That's a big oofy.
And once again, I'll point out that this is not even the first time we've seen these sort of things, a la Trails of Cold Steel 3, and the localizers going on Twitch stream literally saying basically the same thing, that they'll...
Hey, if there's any localizers watching my stuff, if you're the ones that actually do a solid job and try to do right by the author, thank you. If you're the shitty ones that just want to use my content to make more rage claims, fuck you. Fuck you right in the ass. And I'm not gonna back off regardless of your gender, whether you're male, female, trans, or whatever new gender comes around. What's that one that Morgan Pierce said? Two-spirit penguin. Because regardless of your gender, that doesn't excuse you from accountability. If you do a shitty job, you're gonna get what's coming to you. You get fired, you get demoted. And if you try to fight against it, regardless of irregardless of how wrong you are, then this what is happening right now would have happened regardless.
They'll remove jokes that they deem offensive. Now, I'm not saying that the localizers have to like those jokes. And since that labor person didn't provide specific context to what they removed, I don't even know if I would like the original dialogue either, because I literally don't know what it is.
That is true. However, they are supposed to localize whatever they can. If it's too offensive, you change it into something that fits the context. But you do not remove the joke. You just make it fit better. I mean, I'm not asking for much, right?
However, it doesn't matter if any of us like it or not, because it's not up to the localizer to literally censor the material just because they personally found it offensive.
That is a very valid point. When you localize something, or interpret in my case, you take personal feelings out of the equation. You have to provide the closest and most accurate translation possible. That is your one and only job.
Yet they're trying to act like they're the freaking censorship police over here,
They're the freaking FCC!
when they're supposed to just be localizing it. And they're also trying to stretch the localization term as far as they possibly can.
That is true. And they also interchange it with translation or translator or script localizer or just regular localizer. So they have literally different masks for everything.
So they feel like they're in the right when they're abusing their positions like this. Back to the conversation, and you can see Zach getting 1,200 likes on his response to the tweet by Labor that got 2 likes. Zach saying, "That's again not your job. Your job is to translate the jokes and messaging of the original author in a way for the joke and messaging of the author to be understood to a foreign audience." Finishing his tweet by saying, "I bet you're translating Huck Finn as well from its original text." And Labor saying,
Oh, you're one of
"You're
those.
one of those, LMAO." One of those? Was someone that just wants accurate translations? I don't know what they're getting at. To be fair, I don't understand the Huck Finn comment, but yeah, this looks like a bunch.
Huck Finn was deemed very problematic due to the language use that they have. Very racist. uh, Trust me, I read the book in the original English.
Bunch of crazy from the localizer, at least from what I can see, in my opinion. And that localizer is so on the nose here. Like, we have seen them say stuff like that before, but going full mask off right in the middle of all this recent localizer criticism, it's just rather astonishing in a way. So much so that I wondered if that was supposed to be satire or bait or something like that.
Yeah, these people, they they can't do satire. They can't. They don't have the nuance because otherwise they will be able to actually do their job.
But that Labor account, that account's been around since like 2012, and it does look like a pretty real account. Now, let's take a look at more of the backlash they're getting for
Okay.
those statements.
Let's have
Scrolling
some
up
fun.
slightly to this tweet where they said, "That's quite literally the job of localization. The majority of the audience doesn't enjoy sexist jokes." Nalfgar94 responds, saying, "How do you know that? Are you a mind reader? The majority of the audience gets into this stuff because of what it is, with the expectation that the source is respected and brought to us as faithful as possible. People don't get into Japanese stuff just for it to be changed into something else. We get into it because of its unique nature and differences from the West. Quite disrespectful of the author's work, too, as well as to alter it in whatever way you feel like. Your job as a translator, that's it."
That is very, very good. That's a very good comeback. A very good reply. It was quite literally as logical can be. There is no fault whatsoever. It literally said what the job of the person entails. There is no feelings involved whatsoever. It's pure logic.
as well as to alter it in whatever way you feel. And a single person agreed with you.
And a single person agreed with you.
So now it looks like 16K saw it, and 2 agreed. Snacktuber says,
Okay, let's see what this necktuber says. Dionesan are. Okay, let's see this.
by assuming the audience is not mature enough to understand the common popular trope among Japanese authors, in which they hate even perfect heroes, so they often add a very lighthearted yet perverted, or even very perverted / stupid side to them, tells me you already do not understand the actual audience. People want the dry cut as close to English, with even subtext for the original puns as it can get. No buts. And don't try to say, but women will get offended by the joke. We'll be more offended. You thought to hide it. As if we couldn't make our own decision on what we consider funny or not.
Hold on. I'm going to add this user because I like her take. At Jeffy. Hold on. Wait. Oh, Jiffy. There you go, Jiffy. Hello, Jiffy. If you see this, um, do add me. Love your take. 100% agree. I don't know who they think these people are saying. I know how women will act. Don't worry, I'll speak for them.
Anarchy Marine saying, and this right here is why localization teams will be replaced with AI. You don't get to decide what is or isn't okay for audiences to view, and your job isn't to dictate the works of others. You are only supposed to make jokes translate to English, nothing more or less.
Literally what I just said at the beginning of my video as well.
Chino saying, how would you know? You deleted the joke before anyone heard it. You're just an arrogant vandal.
Nice. Nice.
And now let's go back to this tweet where they said, oh, you're one of those. And see some of the responses to this. With Zach responding once again and saying, I read the original text of Huck Finn in school. Why is that a problem? I'm still lost on this whole Huck Finn part, guys. Not gonna lie. Don't know what's going on with all that. But maybe I'm just too much of a weeb.
Hero, hey, the thing is, Huckleberry Finn was a very racist book done in a very racist era. I mean, it's a very great book to read, but it's not really for modern people. At least not for the PC people. They would literally have book burning over it. I mean, it was banned for a reason as well as Lord of the Flies.
The Huck Finn thing's lost on me. I don't know. But the rest of the take says, since I speak and understand Japanese fluently, it is painful to read translations and subtitles that are exactly not what the original text or voice actors said.
Here. Somebody else that understands Japanese. Like, are you really trying to bullshit your way around it? I heard the anime in Japanese. I understood. It takes me a little bit of time to decode it into English because it's really complicated. Not even like college graduates can use the Japanese perfectly. So yeah, it takes me a while. I have to rewatch that segment like 2 or 3 times so I can get enough of the context. But I do get it.
Oh, and just to clarify real quick, I mean, I know Huck Finn is a book. I just don't understand everything else about why it's being brought up here and all that. Okay, so anyways, moving on.
Don't worry,
saying,
man.
You are one of the many reasons why AI translations seem more preferable.
Indeed it is.
Saying, you're looking very sane right now. Quote unquote, you're one of those. Lol. Take your Western imperialism and racist nonsense and stick it where the sun don't shine.
Prayers.
Now, there's another response they got that's rather interesting. However, I'm not going to show it, but I will tell you what it alleges. This particular response we're talking about says, quote unquote, and you're one of those, and posts 2 pictures, one of a localization credit, allegedly with the name of this labor person, like their actual name. And the second picture shows that name again, and 4 different SA-related charges. like some very serious stuff, some very, very bad charges.
Ooh.
Now,
Okay, hold on. What is the name of this guy so we can see what a piece of crap he is? Matt Sanchez '09. Okay, I'm gonna do it in a different page because I don't want to be blamed for uh okay, let's see. Okay, that's the one. Uh-huh. I can't find it, but I'll see if I can find it on Google. hmm Ooh, oh. Ooh, so yeah. Okay, let's see the charges. Well, you guys are not going to see it because I'm not going to show it because I don't want to get sued. Age 38, Hispanic. Jesus Christ, you're not doing us Hispanics any favors. Gender, male. Weight, 180 pounds. Ooh, he's a hefty boy. Height, 5'8", decent size. Age, at the time, I'm not going to say it. So, what are the charges? Involuntary deviate. What's that supposed? What is that? Involuntary deviate. The person is unconscious or unaware of sexual intercourse. The person is substantially impaired. Oh, Jesus Christ! That's a big no-no. Statutory assault and force no-nos apparently, and other related um, horizontal tangos inter something. What else? He was arrested for force no-nos, statutory no-nos assault, involuntary deviate no-nos inter something, and multiple other charges following investigation into an incident that occurred somewhere. And that happened November 3, 2023. Jesus Christ. You are not helping yourself, man. That is that is a very bad look for you, man.
and see some of the responses to this. With Zach responding once again, and Finn saying, "You are one of the main." Now, Western imperialism and racist nonsense, and stick it where the sun don't shine. Now, I'm going to show it. Pictures. One of a localization credit. The second picture shows that name again, and 4 different SA-related charges. Like some very serious stuff. Some very, very bad charges. Now, as much as this localizer is acting like a weirdo, I don't know for sure if the charges are real or not edited and made up, or if that's even the same person. So make of that part what you will.
Okay, I am reading right here on his own Twitter. So I found about this from someone who saw an anti-woke YouTuber video and messaged me. Ad support says it's not their problem. They did this because I say I changed a sexist joke during lockdown, by the way. That he's literally accepted that this person is him. So, oh, autocorrect typo, localization, not lockdown. Anyway, I'm going back to playing Grand Blue Rising. Oh, I see. It's this X guy. The guy that has so many X's. The X Capcom, X Nintendo, X Q Games, X Platinum. I mean, one, two, three, four. He couldn't hold four jobs as a localizer. What does that tell you? Nothing good. He doesn't know how to do his job, and he's jumping ship. Wrote a non-galaxy and localized the Tomorrow Children, Sol Cresta, and Bayou 3. Very unprofessional. He even says it himself. Very unprofessional in his in his bio. Jesus Christ! I mean, you have to be like special kind of person. Okay.
Liking and or subscribing for more segments like this, and I truly appreciate it. Catch you in the
Okay, so okay, here it is. Like, what happens when people start asking for accurate
in a tweet with
localizations?
over 157 likes that just got made by me. I say, bruh, all fans ask for is accurate translations. The heck is wrong with these people? Check it out. The tweet's already pushing up to over 217 now. Yeah. But anyways, what I'm about to show you, in my opinion, is absolutely insane. If
I mean, it's not really an opinion if it's true, to be honest. That's just a fact at this
you've
point.
been keeping up with all of the localizer news, you'll be able to understand this very easily. And if you haven't been keeping up with the news, well, you should be able to understand this pretty easily still
Please note that none of this is my content. I am reacting to this content and providing my own commentary to it.
regardless. I'll link all the segments in the description for you if you'd like to catch up. Ultimately, just know, as mentioned in the tweet that I made, this is literally just fans asking for accurate translations. And apparently this is the response by localizers and those supporting an accurate translation.
Okay, let's see. Let's see how these people who are quote unquote normies or normal people act when they're asked to do their jobs.
You ready for this? I hope so.
Not
in
really,
Exhibit
but let's
1,
go.
we have this person making a thread on Twitter that reads,
This is why the anti-localization rhetoric is concerning to me. You may think it's just a handful, very small accounts, but big YouTubers believe this BS. The video has over 17,000 views already. They're spreading propaganda for angry, lonely boys looking for someone to blame.
Well, I'm not going to deny some of them are angry and lonely, or that some are boys, but how does that matter when you're doing a bad job, you know?
You may think they're funny and cringe, and sure they are, but this sort of
That does not matter. That has no bearings whatsoever on what is being talked about. They're asking for a job to be done right. It's like you go to a restaurant and you ask for a medium well steak because you like juicy steak. And the chef says, "No, I know better than you. You're going to get a well done steak." Now, this is the question. You, as the consumer that came to the restaurant and asked for the steak to be done in a particular way, are you in the wrong for sending the dish back into the kitchen and asking it to be done in the way that you originally asked it to be done? And for the cook or the chef or whoever's in the kitchen to do their job as they were asked, is that wrong? I don't think so. And I will tell you this, my family used to own a restaurant. So, yeah, if somebody asks for something to be done in a certain way, which is within reason, we would do it. I don't know why people are they want lousy work to be rewarded. That's not how it is. You do not reward bad work. You punish it. You want things to be better, not mediocre.
of thing can spell real world consequences, especially for women.
This sort of thing can spell real world consequences, especially for women. Bruh. Bruh. What consequences to women? I know you like dick writing bad localizers, but you're not gonna get laid by them, man. They're just gonna throw you away. Nobody cares. We just want what is right, what is minimum standards of what their job entails, the minimum work ethic. If they don't like the job, they can just look for something else. I mean, nobody is forcing them. Nobody has a gun on their heads. Like, seriously, who are you trying to lie? Do you think people are that stupid? I'm sorry. You're right. I mean, what do I expect from the person who wrote that? I'm sorry. I should be more empathetic towards the mentally feeble like yourself.
Even now, as I type this, I'm worried the wrong people will see it and I'll become a target.
If you're worried about the wrong people seeing it, why do you post it? Because you want the engagement.
Once again, literally all fans asked for is accurate translations. I have no idea how fans asking for such caused her to come to so many unreasonable conclusions. Though considering she posted all that despite her alleged concern, perhaps she doesn't believe her own nonsense. And by the way, according to her bio, she's a JP to English game and anime translator. I'll also add, if she's calling my video propaganda, that's absurd. Fans have a concern about mistranslations based off evidence of such occurring, and we have seen other localizers defending the abuse of the intellectual property. I showcased the concern, the evidence, and the responses from corpos who mock the fans.
See, this person, his content, it's very good the way he is explaining everything. It comes from a place of logic and reason. It doesn't use, I feel like, I believe that everything has substance. Or if you want to get more trendy, he has receipts.
It's not propaganda, it's fact. Anyways,
exactly.
Let's continue.
In my opinion, it's part of something bigger. This ties into the culture war crap people have been trying to propagate for the last decade online. It's literally fascist hate groups by this point. They operate off the same playbook, with compatible dogma. A bunch of insecure, xenophobic white incels who need to believe there's this grand woke conspiracy trying to, I don't know, keep them from getting any.
Okay, hold on. Just so we're all the same place. Let's go and search what the word fascist means. Because apparently some people don't know what fascist is. Fascism is a far-right, authoritarian, ultra-nationalist political ideology and movement characterized by a dictatorial leader, centralized autocracy, militarism, forcible suppression of opposition. Fascists often advocate for the establishment of totalitarian one-party state and for a de registe economy with the principal goal of achieving autarky or national economic self-sufficiency through economic interventionism politism. Hold on, let me keep reading. Forcible suppression of opposition, belief of natural social hierarchy, subordination of individual interests for the perceived good of the nation or race, and strong regimentation of society and economy. Does that sound like anything that the people are asking for? And just so you know that I'm actually reading this correctly, and I'm not making anything up, hold on. I'm going to put it right here. Right here. Fascism. It's a far-right authoritarian nation political. Yeah, you can read it yourself, man. I mean, you all have Google, you all have smartphones, right? Fascism rejects assertions that violence is inherently negative. Instead, viewing imperialism, political violence, and war as a means of national rejuvenation. Does that sound like anything that we are asking for? Forced sterilization, deportation, genocides. Yes, the Italian term fascismo is derived from fascio, meaning a bundle of sticks, ultimately from the Latin word fasces, which was given the name to political organization in Italy known as the Fasci, groups of similar guilds or syndicates. According to Italian fascist dictator Benito Mussolini's own account, the Fascists of Revolutionary Action was founded in Italy in 1915. The symbolism of the fascist suggested through its strength, unity, a single rod is easily broken while the bundle is difficult to break. Uh-huh. Fascist negations, anti-liberalism, anti-communist, anti-conservatism, fascist goals, creation of nationalist dictatorship to regulate economic struggle and to transform social relations with a modern, self-determined culture, and the expansion of the national into empire. Fascist style, political aesthetics of romantic symbolism, mass mobilization, a view of violence and promotion of masculinity, youth, and charismatic authoritarian leadership. Uh-huh. Okay, so with what was read so far, does that sound that anything that the fans are asking fascist? No. Is this person using fascist without knowing the definition? Yes. Is this person stupid? Most definitely. Will I stop making fun of people like this? Not a chance. Will I get into trouble? Most definitely. But that's for future me.
Was just like the Vic stuff, just like the defamation trial, all of it. Hey, you're good for them. Just saying insecure, fascist ties.
Propaganda.
Culture war crap. People have been trying to playbook with compatible. I don't know, keep them from getting it without standing like a nutty.
Okay. 100%, it's hard to say that just without sounding like a nutty conspiracy theorist, but it's true. Okay, you can't say 100% because there's no such thing as 100% in life. Everything is uncertain. Nothing is 100%. The maximum you can get, it's 99%, and even that, it's stretch. It's hard to just say it without sounding like a nutty conspiracy theorist because you do sound like a nutty conspiracy theorist, and it's not true. All of it is another recruitment method for them. Nobody's recruiting anything. We all agree that shady stuff is being shady. And just like the Gamergate was, just like with big stuff, just like the defamation trial, all of it. It's literally defamation. That woman defamed poor Vic. He got sued, and now they have to pay that woman for no reason. She doesn't deserve what she got out of him, and I think they should sue her once more. But you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, can all the fans who bought the DVDs like actually do a class action lawsuit against her because she operated in bad faith, giving a subpar work that does not has anything to do with the original work that they intended on purchasing? I'm just saying. I'm not someone that knows much about laws, but that sounds plausible enough. I don't know if there's any lawyer that will take that, but those are my 2 cents. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just speaking something that I thought that might be a thing.
Conspiracy theorists, but it's true. All it is another recruitment method. Those localizers are the real racists. We're defending.
Hey, you're complaining about censorship in persona. We are too, pal. Come chat with us on the Discord. Whites are being those localizers are the real racists. We're defending Japanese culture.
Japanese culture.
Yeah, as my tweet said, bro, what? All fans asked for is accurate translations, and somehow they turned that into all of this. We got one more, and arguably it's even more insane. The next person says,
"Oh."
Sometimes I find myself worrying that these folks are going to start trying to.
I'm not even gonna repeat that, man. Are you serious?
I mean, if you push somebody hard enough, people will start resenting and they will react. And most people, when they react, they do it without thinking. So that is kind of plausible. Not saying it is, but it could be. It's just that it's kind of stupid, though. If you know that might happen, why you keep doing it? It's like, um, this is going to be really shitty, but I'm going to have to say it. You know how in America there's a lot of school shootings, and the school shooter is always one of the other students, and they always say, "Oh, I never thought that he would start shooting the school. He was very quiet, but nobody ever did anything with the poor kid was being bullied to the point that he reached his breaking point, and he thought that the best way to deal with it was to actually dirty his own hands, since no authoritarian figure would stop the suffering that he was going through, and nobody cared enough to actually try to stop this from happening, and now everybody starts crying when it finally snaps and disaster occurs. It's like literally a self-fulfilling prophecy. You have to be very stupid not to realize that, but then again, these kind of people, they're stupid and they just like to poke the bear. Well,
I'm gonna sound like a broken record. All fans ask for is accurate translations, and you're saying that, like, bro. And how does?
Yeah, I know. I mean, what does that has to do with with what we're asking?
That dude not see that they're the ones that sound like they're all worked up? I mean, literally no self-awareness at all.
You can also draw a straight line from Gamergate to this anti-localization stuff, with the Vic fiasco and Deb vs. Heard sitting in between. What do all of these movements have in common? Woman in the
Okay, hold on. Can you tell me what does woman have to do with us asking for like faithful adaptations in localization? Like literally, these people they have one single brain cell between all of them, and none of them know who has it last, and they're all fighting to share it, but nobody has it because it's lost somewhere.
woman in the crosshairs. Yes, thank you.
And that's the full tweet that I made compiling that stuff. It's now at over 340 likes. And if you're finding this segment to be interesting, informative, I now present to you Parallax, a man who's known for his desperate attempt in trying to cancel me, and for saying extremely creepy lines like, "I just want you to understand, he doesn't deserve any of you." Oh, and by the way, later...
Wait, what? I don't even know if Persona is going to get censored or how they go about updating the localizations. But F it, I'll just say that they may censor the game anyways. The views and outrage are going to be wild on with
Just
this one.
wants you to understand, he doesn't deserve any of you. Oh, and by the way, later came out that pretty much every talking point he used in his video on me was taken from a man silly rally that later got exposed for preying on a child.
How is it that these guys that they act like they are the epitome of goodness and righteousness end up being the most shittiest people? And look at this. It's hilarious.
Wonderful group of people we got here, isn't it? Anyways, the reason I'm bringing Parallax up now, though, is because his tweet is another example of how bizarre people who defend corrupt corporations and abusive localizations seem to be. He once again completely misrepresents my video in his tweet, similar to how the others were as well, though that's pretty par the course for how Parallax operates. He goes on to say,
Of course those types of YouTubers never bothered to read up on more context of the situation. They dogpiled someone from the localization team under the false pretense that they're going to turn Persona woke. They're grifters. They thrive on outrage and nothing else.
His take is...
Wait. What? Figs? What does that word mean? Hold on. Wait. Figs text. Can somebody tell me what this means? To figs? What is that?
Pretense that they're going to turn Persona woke. They're grifters. They thrive on outrage and nothing else.
His take is complete nonsense. I'm sure I read up on more context to the situation than he did. He once again sounds like he doesn't even know what he's talking about. Fans are simply concerned about Katrina's involvement in Persona as a localization coordinator due to her prior takes defending inaccurate localizations. Before that, he also tried to make it sound like I have some goal of getting people outraged, when the fact is, fans are concerned about mistranslations, and I've reported on such. Why is it that they accuse the fans of being outraged while they actually sound outraged?
Yeah. It's almost like they want to deflect things, don't they?
Going off on these bizarre rants. And his attempt to call other people grifters is once again laughable. The fact is, and you can look at the analytics yourself, My localization videos tend to do poorly compared to my other videos. I literally take a financial hit covering localization stuff because I could be using that time and energy to cover something that will get more views and therefore more revenue. Yet I
Indeed.
still cover localization segments because I find it to be an important topic, even despite the fact that it's not the best move from a business perspective. So quite the opposite of grifting, but he's welcome to continue accusing people of such, as he actually fits the definition of grifter himself by the way he asks people to pay him money for the deceptive takes that he makes.
Oh, seriously? Oh, shit.
Anyways, this is about where we'll start wrapping this up. I hope you found this segment to be interesting. In my opinion, it sure is bizarre how these localizers, corpos, and their defenders act in response to fans simply asking for accurate translations. Let me know what you think, though. As always, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the comments and in the next segment.
Okay. So, that's what happened. Okay. So, yeah, apparently localizers, they're not doing a good job, and now they're angry that they're being exposed. And now they're trying to do a PR campaign to show other people that um, disagree with how they're doing things are bad. That anybody that disagrees is a sexist, misogynistic, Nazi, fascist, etc. And well, pick a buzzword and add it to the dog pile. Pick any type of buzzword because that's literally the words they're using. Like Jesus Christ, I mean seriously. What do we I want to laugh even more, but I just can't because I am like shocked at seeing all of this. Well, what else? Oh, what else? You know what? I'm gonna do something really quick. Just give me a second. Uh-huh. I'm gonna go to Twitter. Uh, and please take a look at my stream talking about localizers and my own takes. There you go. Wait, wow, I got a lot of stuff. Apparently, ooh, what is this? Doesn't care, they won't take it. Also, just learn Japanese is not a valid excuse. As the localizers, they translate job, make it Okay, you know what? Oh, it's this guy over here. Hold on. I'm gonna put it right here on the. Alright, just give me a second. Okay, permaban. It's hilarious how Jamie Marchi, basically threw every single localizer under the proverbial bus and dragged them down with her with this remark. Though, to be fair, no one really is surprised. Is that supposed to be a gotcha? Most of the script adapters don't speak Japanese. It's hilarious when people who don't know how the industry works think they do and tweet the dumbest takes possible. So if I've been catching myself out correctly, they're all upset because they disagree with how someone rewrote the direct translation to appeal to the applicable language speakers. Has anyone suggest they just learn Japanese? Also, just learn Japanese is not a valid excuse as the localizers and translators' jobs to make it accessible to people who just so happen do not know the language. That's the literal job description. That's literally what I wrote. Literally. It's not an excuse. It's a solution to their problem. They want people to cater to their whims on how things should be done. Great. Nobody will. Cut out the middleman and do it yourself. Because they did make it accessible. They did their job. At the very least, complain to the company. Don't pitchfork and torch the employee like some sort of fuckwit. They already know that the company doesn't care or that they won't take time to do more than a tweet. Plus, the majority complaining they don't pay and or watch dub anime. I literally have a collection. And to be honest, to be fair, to be fair, most of the stuff that I watch, I watch it in Spanish because the English is so fucking bad. And also because they make much better work with the openings and ending music of the anime itself. Mhm. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this is what I posted. Oh, there you go. Valid criticism. Will my vagina be able to shield me from this? You can use that meme. Hold on. I made this on my phone real quick. I regret nothing. Okay, let's reply this. Show more replies. There's no more replies? Okay. You can't hear it, but I'm cracking my knuckles. It's not the company who is doing the localization nor the translation. Is the individual in charge of it, and there are no checks and balances on the work. Therefore, they do what they want, cause no one will call them out on it, or so they thought so far, or so they thought. Also, I have a huge collection of anime and manga that I have accumulated since I was a child, from Cyber Cat, Kuro-chan, to what was the most modern thing that I bought? That was a few years ago. Ah, Sorcerer's Tavern, Orphan. Oops, miswrote that. Stubborn Orphan, modern one, not just the one from the 90s. So, yeah, I get to have a say on it. Oh, I also talk about some stuff that is happening on Warhammer, the WH Warhammer. Warhammer is for everyone. This is the guy that is woke that wants to change everything. And this is my take. Everyone who wishes to play, not everyone who is a self-centered person whose entire identity gravitates on their sexual identity. One. Okay, this is some people. She's unrealistic. Squad been real quiet since this one dropped. Stellar Blade. Nike Destiny Child. Want to know a fun fact before jumping into New Year to the 2024? In Stellar Blade, our protagonist Eve body figure was actually based on a 3D scan of the Korean model Shin Jae-young. Did I got that right? Stellar Blade currently has a release window scheduled for 2024. Follow up to stay up to date with insight like this. Damn. Damn. She pretty though. Ain't no one can claim unrealistic body standards. Literally nobody can claim that because it's true. It's actually a real body. These have always been realistic beauty standards. Anyone mouthing over a beautiful woman is definitely projecting personal insecurities. Base. Does this game hasn't have that all important jiggle fixes? That's what really matters. Eh, this goes. So she's really that stack in the back IRL. The 3D capture doesn't lie. Lefty's gonna claim she's not real. True. DK Mario King. Cool. Now let's hope the game is good. As much as I like sexy characters in video games, it's not enough for me. Base. Paste. Sexy is good, but gameplay and story matter. Sweet. Don't let Sony censor your work. Other than that, I'm looking forward to the game. NA devs have no excuse anymore. Base. Genie, look at what we have here. Who is that? Genie. Oh, hmm. This keeps getting better. Anyway, I follow you to stay up to date with insights like this. Pure PS Eve's inspiration. Not E, not B. Who is that? Bet you $10 some game reviewers will say real women don't look like that. True. Then again, journals. Who listens to them? Who listen? Game journals. Who listens to them anymore? Then showing up Western developers showing this too can be realistic. Base. Western devs will make her ugly. Shown real, pretty, and cute and sexy woman. Western devs. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit vampire, holy water. There you go. That really does. That really works. Tell me that does not work. This is her. Whoa, damn, that's her? I'm looking respectfully. Amazing. This is the difference between pathetic Western game devs. I love that. It's like Metal Gear Solid 5. Huh. Yes, beautiful woman exists. Base. She's something else. True. That's pretty cool. Impossible. I have been assured repeatedly that women don't look like that in real life, and that even thinking about it is terminally misogynistic. This kind of thing scares Western devs more than the snowflakes they cater for, and the snowflakes they cater to. True. Marketed it with real woman models just to troll the game journals that will say it's unrealistic. Yes. I want to see the aneurysm it will cause. Please tell us Sony isn't censoring anything. Your game is what I'll get a PS5 for finally, but Only if it's uncensored. Based. Lol, why does she has to wear a bikini? Exploitation. You are new to 3D modeling, right? So, Horizon, TLO, U2, Abby, Spider-Man, Mary Jane, and Kitania, you're telling me the model can look like the character? You are telling me the model can look like the character? I think they mistake the fact that they don't have that body type with the idea that no one can have that body type. The idea that they are genuinely attractive and fit people in the world seems to frighten and anger them. Uh, Empire, Cross. Literally how they are. Using the same GIF because it just works. Okay, let's see. I have 7 more stuff in here. Well, I thought you. What? Oh, that. Oh my God, no, that's from my turkey sandwich, and that's the little bone thing that my dog's duty bags. That pink thing is the doggy bag container in the shape of a bone. Oh my God. Anzu! Oh my God. I'm gonna have to show a picture of that because otherwise everybody's gonna think something else. Okay, true. Okay, yeah. Uh-huh. Roasted and crack this. Oh God. Okay, let's see. Okay, so blah 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 blah. Uh, Currently streaming live. Okay, let's see. No, 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 no. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, here it is. Dubs have become ghost stories without the humor and charm. Okay, I'm gonna shed some light. Unfortunately, because I was working and I wrote this, I made a bunch of mistakes. So I will read it how it's supposed to be read. I want to shed some light on ghost stories. It was a commercial flop. The localizer studio decided to purchase the rights to localize it and ask if they could do whatever they want with it. And the animation studio who made it said like, yeah, sure, go ahead. We don't care about it. It was a commercial flop. Ghost Stories basically became what Sword Art Abridged is now. Literally. That's literally. And the fact that it was so horrible and intentionally badly done is what made it funny. Nobody really cared for the original one. It was a flop. It was horrible. It was badly done. Even the studio wanted to disavow it if they could. But the fact that the fact is the localizers that purchased the rights were given the green light to do so. That's the difference. It has 73 views, 3 likes. Probably I don't have many likes on my stuff because I'm not a big YouTuber, BTuber. Uh, what is this about? that's something else. No. Oh, Otaku Daikun saying that I spelled this wrong. I know. I did it on my phone. Come on. I already corrected it. I'm sorry. Die. Die. Don't. You did me dirty, boy. You did me dirty. You did me dirty. Don't call me out like that. There's okay, no, that's not it. No, that's from Mamo. No. Mm, okay, this is what I really wanna. These people are still bashing Mark for writing a line 7 years ago. It's crazy because she's literally been writing scripts for English dubs for a long time. This wasn't her first day, but these clowns don't give a they can't even tell when she's trolling them at times. 7 years and she still sucks so much. Shouldn't she quit at this time, at this point? Shouldn't she quit at this point if she still can't do her job right? And using it as their rallying cry against anyone who is in localization. It's part of a bigger issue with those who are incredibly unethical or unprofessional in localizations and translation. Her, like many other outliers, ruin it for those who don't engage like they do. Just stop. It's pathetic, man. Going to every reply and pushing your opinions onto others. You do realize not every person is going to agree with you and using same crappy collage up tweets like MF, do you expect us to use a microscope to read this? GFY for all I care, which means go yourself. At AmJD, show proof. Is shown proof. Nope, not reading it. That's how it looks like. His reply, lol and am I supposed to do with that exactly? And it seems idiots don't have basic comprehension of what satire is or not. Keep whining and keep crying when this idiot is shown proof. I mean, come on. Literally, it fits. I don't get it. What am I supposed to do with that? Join your call for witch hunting translation script adapters? You MF have no idea what goes down in actually doing these jobs. Because if nobody did anything, then your lazy bum asses probably won't get to reach. So let me see if I got this right. We should just be happy with shit localizations done in bad faith codes. That's how it is. And they can't complain because they don't know better. Is that your take? Just asking so I can understand how your brain works. You're saying like every piece of work of every fiction is like that. There are rare instances. Hold on, check this out. He literally gave me an opening right there. Some of the work not being done properly, but majority of them are done pretty well. Next time, try to form your own opinion with critical thinking instead of a dick YouTuber. I ask you a simple question. Don't try to deflect from it. Answer the question. If you want or can, then that speaks on itself as well. So, I'm waiting for the answer. LMAO, who the F are you to ask me questions? I don't have any obligations to respond to a deranged freak who can't think rationally and only writes well off. Okay, now let's see these people. I am JD. Okay, so he literally is the one questioning, like, why you do this? Why you do that? Are you to say this? But for some reason, you cannot question him because he's the sole holder of authority of everything. And you can tell with this. So you can question me, but I can't question you. You're a joke. You don't have any arguments, and you hide, sneer, sling mud. I have arguments, proof of, and actually know more than two languages. What do you have? A shitty take, and not a leg to stand on. But please, do go on. One, I didn't question you. That's your wild imagination. Boo. You upload videos with weird anime avatar, fake face, on which is just super cringe, man. Highly doubt you know more than one language. Arguing with me and wasting my time won't remove your loneliness. Please go fuck yourself. Ha ha. You literally question everything and you have nothing. I answer everything and yet you provide zero contribution other than insulting me and dancing around it. Okay, whatever you say. When you going to watch Dragon Maid, all I see is one-sided PC match of bad insults and stupidity on your end. Go watch your anime. And by the way, this guy is referring to Jay. He's right, you know. Okay, I'm gonna piss him off. Me. Indignant on this situation. I'm gonna have to write it right because otherwise I'm gonna give them an opening and I don't want to give them anything to latch on. Spanish, English, German, Italian, French, Latin, and Japanese. At LMJ. The what was the name of that character from Future from um, Family Guy? What's the name of this guy? Hold on. F11. Um, Family Guy. Mentally handicapped character. Pot Tucker. No. Ah, there you go. Opie. There you go. Finally found it. Opie. There you go. I bet this is gonna burn his crows. I like trolling people who are a-holes. I don't like trolling people who don't deserve it. There's a difference. You're an idiot. You have no idea how any of this works. Who is this guy? You're the one so insecure that you have to use pronouns. Eh, nah. If I attacked him like that, that would just give him. Um, do you know? Can you translate? Do you know how to work? Do you know what the job is? Literally, graph a script and make it so it works in another language. You make it so it stays as close as possible to the original. But maybe because it doesn't have context you like, you want to change it. Now, say as possible as the original. That's the work. That's the literal work. I would like to say that if you don't know more than a single language, I could probably say it because I know more than two, so. Je les comprends. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Please take a look at my screen, talking about locals around takes. Yeah, there you go, Ascension. Who is this? Official Twitter account for Ascension, free to play, 25 player shooter. What is that? I have no idea. Hmm. Oh, damn. It's worse back then, and they sued for. It was worse back then, and they sued for kids. Ooh, okay, let's see. Yu-Gi-Oh! Creators terminate US deal and sues for millions of dollars. Exclusive. The Hollywood Reporter. Okay, whatever that's true or not, I'm not quite sure, so I'm going to take this with a grain of salt. According to the lawsuit, now they turn up secret deals to the fraud Japanese company of anime profits. Doesn't surprise me at all. That was on March 29th, 2011, by Eric Gardner. Mhm. 4Kids Entertainment has made quite a business out taking Japanese anime programming like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! And dominating English for the pleasure of US children. Just how lucrative Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise, including a popular TV show and various merchandising, is said to have earned 4Kids over $152 million in income between 2001 and 2009. But now the Japanese animation studios has first created the anime hits is attacking, claiming that 4Kids owes it millions of dollars for making secret agreements with TV networks and home video distributors, as well as making improper royalty deductions, including for the cost of the actual dubbing. As a result of alleged contractual breaches, the Japanese companies behind the show revealed that they just terminated their licensing agreement with 4Kids. They now want past money owed too. Okay, just so some people believe that I know how to interpret and translate, I'm gonna do it live because this is proper names are not gonna be translated, so deal with it. 4Kids Entertainment ha hecho un negocio muy lucrativo sacando programación japonesa de anime, tales como Pokémon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Y doblándolo al inglés para el placer de los niños de Estados Unidos. ¿Qué tan lucrativo? La franquicia de Yu-Gi-Oh!, incluyendo el show popular y varias mercancías, han sido dichas de que han hecho a 4Kids más de 152 millones de dólares en entradas dentro de los años 2001 al 2009. Pero ahora, el estudio de animación japonesa que creó el título de anime tan taquillero está atacando, diciendo de que 4Kids les debe millones de dólares por hacer tratos secretos con compañías de televisor y distribuidores de videos caseros, tal y como haciendo deducciones impropias de las regalías, incluyendo por el costo del doblaje actual. Tal es el resultado de las rupturas contractuales de que la compañía japonesa detrás del show revela de que han simplemente terminado sus tratos de licenciamiento con 4Kids y ahora desean que les paguen dinero pasado que se les es debido. Tokyo TV Corporation and Nihon Ant Systems filed the lawsuit last week in New York federal court. According to the complainant, the plaintiffs exercised the right to audit 4Kids' financial books in 2010 to see whether they were getting paid 50% of gross income minus predefined expenses, and agreed upon the original licensing agreement. The auditor allegedly turned up some questionable accounting concerning deals by 4Kids with the Cartoon Network and other parties. For example, 4Kids is said to have made an agreement with Funimation Productions, giving it the right to exploit the Yu-Gi-Oh series on home video. 4Kids conspired with Funimation to fraudulently hide the plaintiffs more than 45% of all the total income Funimation paid to 4Kids for the sale of home videos, the complaint states. Allegedly, 4Kids not only licenses Yu-Gi-Oh, but several other Japanese animations series it didn't own under the terms of this supposedly secret deal, which allegedly included strict confidentiality clause. 4Kids didn't have to do much besides perform certain marketing service. It was Funimation's job to produce and distribute the series, and for this right, Funimation paid $1.3 million advance and gave over nearly $4 million in service fee, which was allegedly then hidden from the plaintiffs. 4Kids is said to have made a similar strictly confidential deal with Majesco Sales Incorporated to produce and distribute videos of the Yu-Gi-Oh episodes on Nintendo Game Boy's Advance game system, and allegedly never turned over any royalties. Mm. Surprise, surprise. After the auditor's report, the parties met in February to discuss the situation. The plaintiffs are said to have made an offer which was rejected. After further discussions on March 17, 4Kids wired $1 million as a good faith, quote unquote, initial payment. The next day, reps for the Japanese company flew to the US for a final meeting to see if they could resolve the mess. What a mess it was. 4Kids abruptly terminated this meeting without a resolution to any of the outstanding issues. So they decided to just pack up and leave. In response, TV Tokyo Corporation and Nihon Ad Systems have canceled their agreement and filed a lawsuit seeking more than $4 million in damages and other relief for breach of contract and fraud, which is fair. The legal dispute also leaves the future to some of the most popular Japanese programming in the US television in some doubt. Attempts to reach 4Kids for comments were unsuccessful. Jesus Christ, man. And this was from when? 2011. Jesus Christ. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. It is going on my stream as we speak. I want to thank the user, Twitter user Motswis. You can see his right here. Mm-hmm. Mm, check this out. Yes, the culture war is tiring. If they hate it so much, why do they not make their own? They know that people hate their art, so they have to insert propaganda into art people actually enjoy. And when they get called out, rather than apologize, they double, triple, and quadruple down on it. That is true. I want to see. Yeah, cool. Uh-huh. Close that. Okay. Did she make a mistake? Sure. But this is beating a dead horse with that one South Park meme. Did she make a mistake? Who knows? Depends on who you ask. It is one, but doesn't ruin the dub, and people seem to ignore season 2 dub. Let me ask you this. If I wrote in Japanese, the blue horse jumps to the moon, and someone localized it as the neon blue equine rockets to the moon, is it wrong? And what's the answer? Like, this is like saying, oh, Naruto sucks because he says believe it. So I agree the line stinks, but everything else sucks? Yeah, no. That is because datebayo is a Japanese idiom that had no feasible way of being translated, as it was a verbal tick in the case of the character, and they tried to work around it as best as possible. when I give myself likes because what I'm saying is true, and this is also true. Yeah, but anyone complaining about it came off as a little childish to me. Like you say you don't like it and move on. I give them credit as Naruto's translations were rough until uncuts came out. Complain about badly done localization and show solid arguments and possible ways it could have been done better. Bad localizer. Autistic screeching. And as an autistic person myself, that's saying something. You know, not everyone's doing that, right? Legit, one of the loudest voices of this is an open bigot and kind of flat out racist. It's something else, not you. I'm all for criticism, but this crowd doesn't know how to do that. Where did I ever say it was everyone, though? Why is it bigot of one to ask for something to be done right? Why is it racist? Why does any of that have any bearing on a lousy job? And you know I'm right, because literally, what does any of that has to do with anything? Okay, let's see. The idiots. This other stuff. Okay, one of the least interesting people on the platform, and yet at this time you have 140 people saying very interested in arguing against something I didn't say. But let's talk about Bridget for a second, how discuss her for a video. Uh, he never used that word. Yeah. So we have to accept any change and be quiet because reason, even when you say changes completely changes the characterization of the character and not approved by the author. Yeah. That's for Bridget from another game. Uh, okay, here it is. This is from yesterday. It's going to be something like this. They're doing the comparisons of Japanese and machine translated, but of course, it's not really right because normally when you use machine translation, you also have somebody that is curating it to see how accurate it is and just change it so it makes sense within the original context. Okay, let me stop you right there. The reason machine translation is not perfect is due to the lack of understanding when translating. With enough information, the errors will slowly begin to diminish to the point of being nearly perfect. My man, Empty has been around for a pretty long time and it's still giving us work on the same level as all your base are belong to us. Horribly mistranslating line from the 1991 video games. Yes, that localizers can seem to get out of that mindset too. Your point, at least Empty can be trained. The localizers think themselves as judge and jury on what can be shown. You are you keep saying that when you have zero example. Zero, you're butthurt because they aren't fake conservatives like you. Conservative? Me? Oh man, that's a good one, man. I give plenty. Just because you don't want to accept it, that's a different thing. Okay, more like socially behind. How is asking for minimum work ethic from people being socially behind? They get paid to translate or localize to the people who want to watch it. Translations translate, localizers localize their content for the audience. I'm sorry, you aren't the audience. Localizer should not be a thing. Why should any word be localized? Leave everything as is and let people see what the media are like in their original form. So no English or any other translation, just Japanese because that's the original form. That'll sell well. Nobody said anything like that. They don't want it localized. They want it translated. They want it as close as possible to the original form. But Troy Cobardley apparently has his head so far up his a-hole that he became a human Mobius strip, apparently. You can translate something and keep it in its original form, or do you want to get tell me the religious? Do you want to tell all the religious people that their holy book are different because it's translated? Their holy books are all different. That is true. They should not be. Pretty sure they don't add politics into the mix when translating those. Actually, they do. Ah, man. I mean, you were doing so well in there, but yeah. Quick fact, because I went to seminar, or that's why I know many languages. Okay, give me a second. Deep breath. The Bible has many translations because many people disagree on how or what it said. Many people decided that it said this thing, many people decided that it said another thing. Many people didn't like certain messages, and thus the Bible was fragmented. Many books have been heavily censored, edited, or outright ripped from the real Bible, which can be found in the secret archives of the Vatican City. It is a thing. So, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood isn't allowed to have politics, despite it being very political. They are talking about in-world politics. Stop trying to get a gotcha moment. It's kind of sad at this point. You have to be pretty stupid to not see the allegory to real racism in that show. Yeah, but it wasn't inserted anything that wasn't unnecessary. What about Winry yelling at Ed about Lieutenant Hawke calling Hayate her little PogChamp, or calling Make Hughes a lolicon for overly doting on his daughter, got any bearing to the story? If it's localized that way. I doubt that's actually happening in anime, and you're vastly exaggerating. You still don't seem to get the point, right? I see BS shit then when I smell it. You see it when you smell it. No wonder you think localizers do a good job. You're bad in English. I blame my mom, but I'm supposed to be English as a first language, so you do know that your English is bad at least. Well, somebody's self-aware. Now, I'm not sure if it's because your English is bad that you don't see the problem with the woke language being used. You say woke when it's just normal modern language in terms that hurt your feelings. Nobody's getting their feelings hurt. We're just angry that they keep trying to push an agenda that literally has no bearing on the series. Just because it's modern language doesn't mean I have to accept it. Woke language promotes victim mentality, and I will never accept it. Also, you think that hurts my feelings? Oh my God, please. Have you seen the woke melt just from the question? You are not on the we are not on the side that hurt easily. I swear the biggest victims are the ones who don't like change. Oh, I like change. I just don't like stupid changes. Like Elon thinking a harder vehicle is a good change. You know what's a good change? Stop localizing, start translating. Just translate is how you get such things set us up to set us up the bomb, and all your base are belong to us. Localization that turns those translation into on this understandable sentences. Localization is what turns those translation into understandable sentences. Tell me you don't know how to translate without telling me you don't know how to translate. Nice. Do you know that translation already happens prior to localization? Good. They just fire the localizers. Not how that works. Of course it is. Localization is unnecessary. If you don't need to localize, you don't need a localizer. There, change. You like change too, right? Or do you not like change now? See how liking change doesn't mean you agree with every change? So I guess broken English is okay, because localizer put that translating into an actual English, you goof. Again, tell me you don't know how to translate without telling me you don't know how to translate. We get it, broken English is your jam. No, we get it. Words that are trendy and woke are in, real language is not. And you can't show worship. Show what? Show what? Some people just need to be attacked because they're stupid. Where was I? Okay, then if you think you know better than directly translate compartment from German to English, because I know the direct translation and I know that the direct translation in English makes zero sense. Direct translation is a different thing, even if you had to qualify it with that word. Translating something is to change it from one word to another to make it comprehensible. What you describe is called localization. No, it's translation. If translation means one to one, then why do you call it direct translation? Did you read the article? Localization and translations are something confused and treated as one and the same. However, localization transcends simply translating text into the local language. And I say they're wrong. Now what? I've done both interpretation and localization work, and what my employees required of me, each job was quite different. Do they ask you to completely change the words even if the new ones have zero meaning to what they're being said, or is it to punch up the translation localization? They ask to make it entertaining and like it was originally written in that language rather than a direct translation. For some products, they ask us to make it as palatable as possible for mainstream audience because they didn't want to limit their target to anime fans only. Making palatable wouldn't involve changing the entire context of some sentences, would it? Can't get this idea of make it more entertaining. The reason something's good enough that it hits mainstream should be clue enough that you don't need to make it more entertaining. Go check out Latin America dubbing for Shrek. They added a bunch of Mexican pop culture references that obviously weren't on the original, and it was a hit. Do you think DreamWorks is mad about not respecting the original work or enjoyment the millions they made? The movie is a whole cultural phenomenon, and my generation still quotes it. I think it would have flopped if it wasn't for the dubbing. Foreign media also gets Japanized and it sells well. Oof. Yeah, I know the reverse happens too. I'm against the changing of media, period. Doesn't matter the direction. Again, money talks. True. The movie in that case showed that the decision made to localize the movie was a direct decision. Kind of disproves your entire point. That's different market. Watch as localizers slowly make it less profitable. Totally making it less profitable, which is why more and more anime gets pouring adaptation each season. This is one of the time we'll tell things, no point arguing, just wait and see. I will do just that. Thank you very much. Spoiler alert, localization and many other jokes will be done with AI, but not because of wokeness, but simply because to cut costs. Oh, for sure, it comes back to money. Corporation never care as long as the bottom line is preserved. That is true. They might say that they do make them look better, and if it costs them in the long run, they'll stop. AI will take over before wokeness gives them a reason to. And if the periphery localizer lose their job, I'll say that is as the silver lining in a shitty situation because they won't be the only ones getting replaced. All of that is true. A lot of people don't like those arguments, but they're true. And I don't know any companies willing to give one employee that much power. Uh, they don't have anyone making sure that what is being localized is being done right. Our is no one to stop from doing what they want. There's one, no one gives them the power. There is no one to stop them from doing what they want. There you go. A power trip on the control that they have. On the control in freedom to do they want with nary a consequence. Wait, what is this? Ah, there you go. And honestly confused. Was the work done independently as a passion project? I'm assuming this letter, which means doesn't say no. Mm. You know what? I'm not gonna reply to this because that's stupid. The guy is stupid, and they literally gonna die in that hill. Yeah. Hold on. Am I using the right? Hold on. Is this the right anime? Am I? Yeah, Fire Force. Yeah. Fire Force. Another more than once. Yeah, that's why it's happening in other meets and Fire Force in other more than once. Why? Nothing is in your brain. You really want to get into this again? Literal tons of people agree that what I said was right. And even more evidence shows that what shitty localizers do is wrong. Whether you want to ignore the amount of evidence, that's entirely on you. You can die on the hill you chose, and I will battle on the hill that I stand. Too much. I am right. Evidence proves. You may ignore it, but in the end, evidence and proof triumphs over feelings. Oops, spell triumphs. Triumphs over feelings. I am right. Evidence proves it. You may ignore it, but in the end, evidence and proof triumphs over feelings. Give me examples, not claims. Don't OMG me. It looked like that. Imagine the thing get green after multiple. Those things get green lit. Doesn't mean they're good. I mean, look at Dragon Ball Evolution, uh, Boy, Bebop, live action, among others. Okay, I'm going to stop this right now because otherwise I'm going to have an aneurysm dealing with so many stupid people. What evidence? I would like to tell them do their own research, but then that would be rather disingenuous of me because I'm the one making the claim. But even if I do give them the evidence, they will just flat out reject it, and we will be right where we started. Now, would we? Currently streaming again. There you go. Now I already saw that. Let's see. Let's keep going. Dan, can't wait to tour through all my backlog of anime. I'm gonna start Dragon Maiden and dub on. Uh-huh. Your shitty work. Oh, there you go. This is a. Let me get this right. We should. Okay, you're saying every piece of work. Okay. Are you going? I ask you a simple question. Don't try to deflect it. Answer the question. If you want or can't, then that speaks on itself as well. So I'm waiting the answer. Or are you just gonna pull a clothing gay and give a non-answer? Blood here yapping nonsense. Are you talking about? Hold on. I'm gonna sentence this. YouTube.
Ms. Bonamici, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you to the witnesses. I appreciate the full committee's focus on this issue.
Okay, hold on.
Today, OCN
for the student range broadly and widely.
You could also respond in the brief time. You mentioned that Harvard
women for your questions. You're correct that there is an ongoing investigation.
No, that's not it. Uh-huh.
Ranking member Scott and distinguished members of Harvard University, community of more than 20 in the 2 months since the atrocities of October 7th and the subsequent armed conflict.
No, that's not it. Stonewalling. There you go.
Just into seeing the Harvard that presidency in the enormous prevalence over wide, but get
found out that this announcement is coming just 3 weeks governing the.
No, that's not it. God damn it, I had it. Accused of plagiarism.
And obviously, I can't comment on an active investigation.
Who decides that and how, and incites violence or threatens safety? And I'd like you also to address who.
I can't find it. God damn it. Oh, there you go.
Thank you, Madam Queen. We are committed to put acting
on the physical security of our threat mind when to
actors. So you've had a number of last few months. Any response from the university? President Gay, a report by AMCHA initiative for the 2021-2022 academic year found that Harvard saw the most anti-Semitic incidents, that's 25, of any university surveyed. You were dean at the time, correct?
Sorry, what was the date?
2021 and 2020. Harvard group of earlier
with your openness that is.
Have any students been expelled or?
We have robust student disciplinary
for these actions that you're listing.
I can assure you, we have robust student disciplinary processes.
No. I did not ask about your process. I asked if any students had been disciplined or removed from Harvard as a result of the bullying and the harassment.
303. Oh boy, live action versus online. These people really don't want to lose, man. Doesn't matter. They are getting replaced. Good job, right? Memes or flat out deleting content cause my feelings hurt, or letting flat out deleting content cause my feelings hurt. There you go. And with that, it's gonna conclude today's stream. This was one thing that I wanted to do in a long time. I'm very sure I'm not gonna get any much views, but I don't care. It's just something to get out of my chest because it was pissing me off something fierce. With that said, thank you very much, everybody, for joining me here today or tonight, because right now it's late for me. And if you want to help me, uh, right down there is my coffee. You can buy me a coffee to help me pay my city taxes due to being on a economic slump due to several health problems and issues. All donations will go to the payment of that. And I'd like to thank everybody that comes over to watch my stream live and anybody that watches my streams on YouTube. I mean, my streams on Twitch and the videos when I upload it to YouTube. Look at these people. I mean, soon your precious Japanese VAs will be taken by AI. Much dreams. I love Kizuna. And I just reply, I love Kizuna AI. Agreed. However, it's a whole thing, different thing. Sure works a lot. Mhm. Anyways, if you like this kind of content, let me know. It's not going to be very usual unless it's something that really, really annoys me and I need to get off my chest. Yeah, goodbye, anime. You're moving the goalposts. You are moving the goalposts. Hmm. It seems you misunderstand something. Well, gaming tomorrow? Probably. I'm not quite sure. Let me see my backlog. You know what? Let me see. Do I still have it installed? OPQR. There you go. Yeah, I will do RAF. And I think I will do a rather large part in Spanish. Unless somebody wants to join me to play with it with me. Otherwise, yeah, I'll try doing half of it in Spanish, then the other half in English. I should have a. Yeah, that would be a good idea. Hmm. I really want to play with somebody, SCP-Scape together or Secret Laboratory. That'd be fun. Hey, Sprox, why don't you download SCP Secret Laboratory so we can play that game? It's a multiplayer game. Who are my friendships? Who has it? Toads. MT. What else? Okay. Unstable has it as well. Lady Licorice as well. Yeah, okay. So yeah, if you can get Secret Laboratory, the SCP Secret Laboratory, you wanna play? And if not, yeah, Raph, I'll just play Raph. Do I have any updates right now for any games? No, no update. Well, anyways, I'm going to sleep. It has been, oh Lord, the purists are insufferable. Uh, okay, I want to have my media as it's supposed to be. No one is stopping you from enjoying crappy localizations. But don't pretend to have a high moral ground when advocating for badly done work and forcing others to accept it. Don't pretend you have a high moral ground when advocating for badly done work and forcing others to accept it. Goes, it is how it is. Because stories aren't separate from the era they're made. old anime. Yeah, jokes that hurt sensibilities, or maybe misogynistic, chauvinistic, cruel, whatever. And that's the product of the era they were done. Of the era. Nah, you know what? I'm not gonna reply that. It's too much work. So as your and your needs only. I am I am amazed by these people. Yeah, less Twitter, more happy. Yeah, but unfortunately, because I'm a VTuber, I need to be on Twitter because that's literally how I get my product out. If there was a better place, I would do it, but unfortunately, we have this. And to be fair, ever since Elon Tusk bought Twitter, it has become a cesspool. I think even 4chan or 8chan is even better than that nowadays. And as a former channer, that's saying something. The things here, it has to be that way. It's unacceptable. I know Japanese. They're being done wrong. Language. Or are you saying I can't have? Or are you? Or what? With official subs and dubs. Lo and behold, more. Try. Lo and behold, more dubs were done wrong. Lead subs tried. They already know it. They're just being ridiculous. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You people are literal parodies. You people are literal parodies. All you need. What do you call when you use words? Uh, all you need is a banner and an acronym. to be a social justice warrior movement now. All you need is a banner and an acronym to be a social justice movement now. I have said repeatedly that I do. And I still said people who can't rely on the localizer doing their damn job. Their damn job right. And localize as close and faithfully as possible what the author wrote for the characters. Or are you just that obtuse? No, I'm just real tired here whining. Well, I'm going to close down the stream. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to be uploading this to YouTube now. So come over, give me a like, sub, share it. We'll do him a favor for this movement, man. I swear to God. Lousy localizers should not be able to touch anime. If they hate the media, they shouldn't be working on it. That's all I'm saying. With that said, good night, everybody, and Happy New Year's.